morning, everyone. My name is Capri Maddox. I am the Executive Director of the LA Civil Rights Department, and I am so excited to be here to send a strong message that hate has no home in Los Angeles. Today, we are celebrating LA for All Week, and you will see our city lit up in a number of colors throughout many installations from City Hall, the Port of Los Angeles, Cal State LA, BMO Stadium, as well as the US Bank Tower and other installations in the city, including our very own zoo. So we are very grateful for the work and the partnership of to make sure that hate has no home in Los Angeles. When we launched the hate crime prevention campaign, LA is for Everyone, in 2021, we had no idea that we'd be looking through the lens of 2025 when the message of hate, discrimination, and inequity prevention would be so meaningful and needed. I want to let you know that I'm glad to be in partnership with Abigail Marquez, the general manager of the Community Investment for Families Department, and the work that we're doing as it relates to Know Your Rights work. We were just at Cal State LA yesterday doing a fair with 18 service providers and Know Your Rights information and support for Angelenos in need, particularly those dealing with immigration issues at this time. This week, just a couple of days ago, we had Angelica Salas with us at our Human Relations Commission meeting, talking about the 60,000 immigrants from Los Angeles that are in custody today, that have been in custody. I want to be intentional to tell you we need to send a strong message of belonging, and we know our council members behind me, Councilmember Adrin, Nazarian, as well as Councilmember Hugo Soto-Martinez, stand with us, as well as our entire city family, including Mayor Bass, to say that Los Angeles truly belongs to all of us. And so I'm very excited to let you know that we are going to light up the city tonight, and we are going to be celebrating even tomorrow in Council District 2 with Tom LaBonge Day of Service, where we will bring people together with the LA Shine event, the Shine LA event, to send a message that we are a unified Los Angeles. And so you'll see you will see our I Belong messages, and you will see them in English and Spanish, and thanks to Abigail's resources and grant funding, we will have it in more languages. And I really want to give a shout out to some of our philanthropic partners who have stepped up for us over the years. Some of our first campaigns actually started with seed money from Google, the Mayor's Fund, and most recently for the Just Say Hello campaign, we had resources from the Weingart Foundation. So we are very, very grateful to be here. We appreciate the ability to send the message, and we know you can't fight hate, discrimination, and inequity in just one area of just outreach alone. Of course, we bring cases against folks who violate your civil rights in the areas of commerce, education, employment, and housing in the private sector, but we know that you can't litigate your way out of hate, so we want to make sure we're fighting hate and discrimination on the offensive with our campaigns to send a strong message that Los Angeles truly belongs to everyone, and that all of us belong here. And with that, I'd like to pass the opportunity for us to hear from Councilmember Hugo Soto-Martinez, who has sent a message of belonging throughout his Council District 13, from Hollywood to historic Filipino town, and all areas between. Councilmember, thank you so much for being a partner with us. Keep the faith, keep the fight, everyone.
Thank you so much, Capri. Give Capri a round of applause. I can feel it bubbling up. Let's just get it out. Thank you so much, Capri, for your incredible leadership and for your team who's here today. Also to Adrin, Nazarian, council member from the 2nd. Thank you for being here. The vice chair of the Civil Rights, Immigration, Aging, and Disability Committee. And of course, ferocious leader from CIFD, Abigail Marquez, but we're also joined by many folks that are extensions of our city family that carry our values, so many different service providers, and thank you all for being here. My name is Hugo Soto-Martinez. I'm the council member for the 13th District. I'm very proud to represent the 13th District for a variety of reasons, but most importantly because of its diversity. CD13 is home to Little Armenia, historic Filipino town. We have a strong and vibrant Central American and Mexican American community. We have a little bit of Little Bangladesh and also a little bit of Koreatown. And I think that is emblematic of what we stand for in the city of Los Angeles. Whenever you go to any of these neighborhoods, people don't care what you look like, who you are, because they know that the city of Los Angeles is for everyone. And so when we have this slogan that LA is for everyone, I believe that it reflects what is intertwined, the spirit of the city of itself, and it's what makes Los Angeles so special and different from many parts of the country. That's why I am very happy and proud to be here and celebrate 4 years of the LA is for Everyone campaign, because we reaffirm that this city is about inclusivity, building community, and especially in this moment, we stand for everything the opposite of what is coming from our federal government. So please give the folks working on this campaign a huge round of applause for everything they've done. Every single day, these departments and our city partners go out there to talk to folks, bring them in, talk about the rights that they have in the city, providing services, passing out Know Your Rights card, doing so much to build up and fight against this administration, because we know that we stand for inclusion and we stand for solidarity, especially in this moment. So we are here to send a very clear message. No matter who you are, you belong in the city of Los Angeles, that we will be here to protect you and care for you and make sure that your families are not being ripped apart in this moment, and that we fight back against this terrible, terrible federal administration. But we know that we can't do this just by the folks here in this room. We do it with the larger community. But I do want to call up and uplift the Councilmember Adrin Nazarian, who's in less than a year that he's been here. I think he's really stepped up in this moment. And I believe that the reason he has brought so much energy and passion in this moment is because of his own personal lived experience. And I think in moments like these, those stories matter, that energy matters. And so I want to thank you, Councilmember Nazarian, for everything you've done in the short time that you've been here. I look forward to working with you many more years, especially on this issue. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce my colleague, the Councilmember Adrin Nazarian.
Thank you for that very warm introduction, and I feel very blessed being surrounded by the folks that I'm surrounded with from all the nonprofit agencies, as well as the very mighty general managers of two of the city's finest general managers, Miss Abigail Marquez, as well as Miss Capri Maddox, who have done so much to make sure that everyone in this city is uplifted. Thank you again, Hugo. It's a wonderful pleasure and honor to serve with you and as your vice chair. And I look forward to many years of collaboration together, given that we understand each other well. We might have come from different parts of the world, different corners of the world, but the plight and the struggle and the hope and perseverance is the same. And I choose those words carefully, because when I arrived here as an immigrant, America in Farsi was being called Vatan. Vatan in Farsi is paradise. This place was seen as a paradise, especially to folks who all of a sudden found their home not to be their home anymore. Christian Armenian family in a country that unfortunately was overtaken by a regime that wanted to be fundamentalist Islamic, and religion doesn't matter here, but the fundamentalist part was what created problems and challenges and created uncertainty for those of us that were no longer seen as they belonged, even if they had lived their generations. And so my family had to flee, separated into 4 corners of the world, finally arrived here. Now, even with the most precarious circumstances of coming here, I would look around as an 8-year-old and think, wow, I'm just amazed to be here. Do you see, any one of us who have experienced Los Angeles in the 80s, you see those long palm trees, you see the Herb Alpert's music wafting in the background, or Chuck Mangione. you really want to belong and you want to contribute and you want to build up, especially after having gone through what you've gone through. And it's extremely frustrating and it's disheartening. I'm still very hopeful, and I am going to continue operating through hope. We all are. But it's extremely disheartening when you see all of that opportunity that someone had who didn't even speak the language when they got here. And they were able to pursue public service to get to a place where this country is regressing so tremendously that for every step forward, it seems like, we're taking multiple steps backward. So the Supreme Court of the United States has given, just recently, masked federal agents a green light to stop and detain people because of their language, their accent, their color, even the work that they're doing. This is not America. We've had a history of a Supreme Court constantly finding ways to strengthen the rights of women, of minorities, of immigrants, yet we're regressing in every which way right now. So, maybe Donald Trump and the administration in Washington have forgotten what this country stands for, but here in Los Angeles, we have not. That's why you see us taking a stand today and every day moving forward. We're all created equal, whether your family came here generations ago or just yesterday. In Los Angeles, everyone is a human being, and everyone deserves to be treated with dignity. We take pride in our diversity. We display it proudly, like our flag, because LA is for everyone. I belong, you belong, we all belong. And in Los Angeles, we care for one another greatly. And that's why I'm going to go back to highlighting an individual and asking her to step up. It gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who is working every day to eliminate the barriers and prevent our neighbors and make sure that our neighbors are thriving and prevent them from falling behind. The General Manager of our Community Investment for Families Department, Abigail Marquez. Thank you all.
Thank you, Councilmember Nazarian. Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. It's so wonderful to be out here in the Valley, which is a little further away, so it's a good hour and 15-minute drive for me this morning. But I really do appreciate being in every corner, visiting every corner of our wonderful city. It is with great pleasure that I join you all this morning, and I do want to start by acknowledging the incomparable Capri Maddox, who is my partner, my friend, my colleague in the fight for social justice, for economic justice, and in the fight to ensure that Los Angeles is a Los Angeles for everyone. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge again Councilmember Nazarian and Councilmembers Hugo Soto-Martinez and the entire City Council and the Mayor for their leadership during this very, very challenging time. I have to say that in the 21 years that I have been a dedicated public servant with the City of Los Angeles, I've never felt a sense of anxiety and hopelessness sometimes in terms of how do we respond in this moment to serve people who are afraid to leave their homes. This is, if you can even imagine, it feels worse than the pandemic in many ways, and we never felt like we had experienced anything like the pandemic. Today, though, we are here and we're coming together to send a clear message and an urgent message, one that communities desperately need to hear, and that is that we all belong. Where some seek to exclude and call out our immigrant communities, we are calling them in with compassion, respect, and the full backing of our city. We Belong is more than a campaign. It is a commitment to the City of Los Angeles to stand with our immigrant communities and ensure that every resident knows how to access essential city services regardless of their immigration status, that they continue to report violations of their fundamental rights. They develop family preparedness plans in the event of an emergency and separation, and that they seek trusted, credible legal advice, not misinformation or exploitation. It is a time when too many people are facing fear, confusion, and real threats to their safety and their rights. So our goal is to ensure that every Angelino has the tools, knowledge, and the support that they need to stay informed and protected. And I have to say that this partnership, again, it's more than this campaign. We at CIFD, we swung into action immediately. We worked with the Civil Rights Department, with the Library Department, and many of our city council members, and as I mentioned, our mayor, to immediately redeploy our resources. We launched a citywide Know Your Rights campaign and reached 100,000 people in a matter of weeks. We were able to We've organized to date over 20 community workshops, some in person, some virtual, with thousands of people. One of our online webinars had over 1,000 people that joined. And many of our council members are also organizing, many of our service providers are also organizing these virtual or in-person workshops. And we're focusing again on family preparedness plans, housing and tenant rights. We've heard of so many horrific violations to tenant protections that have no bearing. Their immigration status has no bearing on whether or not they should stay housed. And we continue to hear of these horrific stories. Just last week, one of our service providers, and this is not an exaggeration, a tenant was evicted at gunpoint from their landlord. We have heard of stories where landlords are creating these fake, on ICE letterhead, and they're evicting people. Again, not knowing their rights is a real challenge because they don't know what recourses they have. That's why this campaign and the work that we do is so critically important. We have provided translation to all of our city departments. Our department stands ready to support to make sure that every person, regardless of their language, is able to access information. I have to say, council member, we were very thrilled that we were at one of our resource fairs and someone was asking for information in Farsi, and we had it. We had information available, and Jackie, our director of operations, can attest to that. She couldn't believe that the city was making these resources available. We have produced Know Your Rights cards in over 29 languages, including indigenous languages, which we know is also a population that we need to reach. Through our network of family source centers, and I want to applaud our family source centers who are here, Latino Resource Organization and New Economics for Women, and our colleagues at the YMCAs are also here, our partners in this work. We continue to connect people to immigration experts. We offer case management services, mental health counseling, emergency assistance, and food distributions. We're delivering meals. I know the Y is doing a lot of home delivery meals. Our family source centers, people do not feel safe leaving their home. They don't feel safe going to work. They don't feel safe picking up their children at school. These are rights that we all take for granted. These are things that so many of us take for granted. And in just a few weeks, since June until maybe the first week of August, our department, through our network of family source centers, we were able to connect people to $600,000 in emergency assistance. And this is money that our city council and our mayor have added to our family source system so that we can respond with real urgency during these very difficult times. So I want to thank our city council and our mayor for building in emergency financial assistance into the family source system. We know that 1 in every 5 Angelinos is in a mixed status household. So we know that this is not just about reaching our undocumented individuals, but also making sure that we're taking care of all Angelinos in that household. And we were also able to work with the state, and I again want to acknowledge the leadership of our director of operations. We talked to our state funders and said, how do we redeploy our resources? And they were very receptive, and we were able to get close to $200,000 in grocery gift cards because, again, our families weren't coming to our weekly food distribution programs. So again, I want to thank our incredible team at CIFD, our entire city family, for showing what it means to stand together in these times. And we remain committed to working alongside you all to build a stronger, more inclusive Los Angeles. And I do want to lift up the Spanish translation. It is still Latino Heritage Month. I am a very proud Latina, daughter of 2 immigrant parents who are now U.S. citizens. My parents immigrated into this country when they were teenagers. They would have been referred to as dreamers, the dreamers that we call today. And they were the dreamers. They were the dreamers of that generation. They instilled in me the value of hard work. I'm never afraid to be, and the team knows, the first one in, last one out, and that is my mom and dad, who worked in a factory, who was a construction worker, and who, again, built that American dream for me and my siblings. And for them, I honor this work, and I want to lift up the Spanish translation. Yo pertenezco, tú perteneces, todos pertenecemos. We all belong in this great city of angels. And I will say, as hard as it is right now to live and see what's happening in this country, I could not be more grateful to be a native Angelino and to be part of this great city that is working hard every day to make sure that we are inclusive and supportive of everyone that calls Los Angeles home. So with that, I thank you very much, and I yield it back to Capri.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abigail. And we are so grateful for our service providers that are here with us. And some of our service providers were actually with us at Cal State LA yesterday. We are super excited about the city being lit up to send a strong message that Los Angeles belongs to all of us. So if you're driving by a building and the lights on those buildings used to be white, and tonight they're showing the glow of the colors of the Belong campaign, the LA is for Everyone campaign, just know that that is a beacon of hope and the light of Los Angeles that we all know and love. And we have so many folks that are here standing with us, including one of our commissioners. And so we would like to just ask if there are any questions for us regarding this campaign, Latino Heritage Month, or anything we're doing to support in this space. Any questions? Okay. And if folks need to get more information on what we're doing at LA Civil Rights, you can go to laisforeveryone.com. If folks need legal assistance, if you do have a landlord that is violating someone's civil rights, they can reach out to us. We have the ability to bring cases against folks who are violating your civil rights, and that's something that I'm proud to do as a licensed attorney, to have that tool in the toolbox, thanks to City Council standing with us. And with all this going on in this world, as Abigail said, being in Los Angeles means so much at this time, and I'm proud of our city, proud of our mayor, proud of our city council, and the folks doing the work and walking the talk, whether it's nonprofits or my fellow employees at the city of Los Angeles. So keep the faith, keep the fight, everyone. Thank you.